So when it comes to finding the best footwear for you, what type of advice do I have? Because there are obviously so many different kinds of shoes that you can wear and try, and you could even be one of those people that wears sandals on through hikes, but very, very different shoes out there, and again, everyone's going to have their own preference. So I will say that when it comes to searching for shoes and trying on shoes and looking for shoes, that you should always take into account what other thru hikers out on the trail are wearing and liking. I know certain brands that are very popular are obviously Altras, Hokas, Topo Athletics. So it's great to see what's popular out there and what other hikers are using, but keep in mind that you must find the right shoe for you. That what I am using, what someone else is using, what is most popular is not necessarily going to be the best shoe for you. So I think a good first question to ask is, how long should shoes last on a thru hike? Goodbye, old shoes. They're starting to cause problems. I've seen it all. I've met people that replace shoes after every 300 to 400 miles, and I've also met people that have worn shoes for well over 1,000 miles. The more frequently that you can replace them, say 500 to 600 miles, is probably the sweet spot. You're not getting giant rips up the sides of the shoe, and honestly 500 to 600 to 700 probably at most, is I would think the sweet spot when it comes to replacing shoes. You can definitely get more out of them. People do. I have. I'm sure many people commenting on this video have as well. But you got to think about your overall foot health, and when it comes to a 2,000 mile hike, that's definitely an important thing. Now, just as well when it comes to durability and how long your shoes are going to last, keep in mind this isn't a science. It's almost impossible for it to be a science, because I'm going to wear through shoes way faster than a lady out there who only weighs 150 pounds or something. So someone that weighs less is going to get more miles out of a pair of shoes, whereas someone big and tall like me or something is going to wear through shoes a lot faster, and it's going to cost a lot more. So not only is everyone going to be different with when they should replace shoes, but you just got to use your own judgment. It's not like, all right, every 700 miles I'm going to replace them. It's not like you can just put them in resupply boxes at a certain interval. You can, but know that you're just guessing. When you're out on trail, you really got to be proactive and paying close attention to how are my shoes doing and how are my feet feeling. So kind of a maybe controversial topic surrounding shoes is the sizing. And should you size up? Should you just go with what you normally go with? I personally think you should size up unless the shoes you have feel like clown shoes. Over the course of a thru hike, your feet will get bigger. Whether they're getting bigger or whether your feet are growing more muscular, so they're thicker, and you need to size up for that reason. Maybe because you're just pounding every single day. Maybe your toes and your feet are just splaying outwards instead of being a more normal human everyday foot. Just standing up and walking all day, every day, your feet are going to swell for that reason. So I think what feels great for you in normal life, you may want to go a half size up. I know over the course of my hiking, I've gone from a size 11 to a size 13. A size 11 to a size 13. You really got to try stuff out, and the more hiking locally you can do, the better. But I personally believe that you should size up a little bit. Now, if you are out on trail and you find yourself, you're hiking along, and maybe these shoes you've bought aren't necessarily your favorite. Maybe they are causing you an abnormal amount of blisters. Maybe they are causing you to walk in a funny way, which can cause other injuries in your feet. For whatever reason, you don't like them. What I learned, again, on the Arizona Trail and other trails is you can't be afraid to change. If something isn't working for you, don't be afraid to try something else. I know my buddy John, who just hiked the Pacific Crest Trail. I think over the course of his thru hike, he changed to different shoes like 3 or 4 times. You know, whether he was just trying something new, I'm not sure. Or if he was maybe finding that he doesn't like this pair of shoes and he needs to get to something else to maybe fix some potential injuries that are coming on. So you can't be afraid to change while you're out there. You can't be afraid to try something new, and also you can't be afraid to let those shoes fail. You know, you've spent $100 on a pair of shoes and you may not like them. You know, especially if out on a thru hike, in the middle of a thru hike, you're changing. You may not like them, you know, and that's okay. You can't just resign yourself to, I'm going to wear these shoes regardless because I spent that money on them. These are long distance hiking trails. You have to be able to hike comfortably every single day. So my next piece of advice is when you go into a store to try on running shoes or hiking shoes or whatever, and I do recommend this, go into different stores and try them on, even if they don't have the shoes that you want, just to get a feel for what's out there. You know, try it all on and really bug that employee. You know, ask them for a half size down, a half size up, you know, of every different shoe. You know, just to try them on, see what they all feel like and see what you may like. Take notes, bring it home, and do some research. But when you do go into that store and try on some shoes, the thing you're really looking for is that that shoe feels amazing from the get-go. From the very first time you put it on, that shoe feels perfect. You know, when you put that shoe on, it's got to feel great. Because, you know, you may have heard that Altras are amazing. You know, that they feel so comfortable, or that Brooks or Merrell's or whatever, you know, these Zeros feel so good. And they're so popular, whatever. And you go try them on and it's like, well, it's a little bit tight here, or it's too loose for your liking. Then that's probably not the right shoe for you. You know, if you're walking around that store and it's rubbing in a strange place, or it's too loose, or it's too tight, then I would keep trying stuff on. I would keep looking. Shoes will break in a little bit over time, but I'd say most modern shoes are made with good fabrics and materials, and most modern shoes aren't like old leather boots. You know, you don't have to break them in for months and months and years to make them feel good. They should feel good from the first time you put them on. When it comes to that big thru hike, there's 2 things I would try and avoid. And again, this is subjective. I would not go too minimal, because that can cause problems. And I would not go with too much cushion, because that can cause problems. Now, these don't have too much cushion because I don't own any Hokas or Olympuses or whatever. If you have a shoe that has too much cushion, let's say it's even thicker than this, what can happen with a shoe with too much cushion is you're not going to be as stable as a shoe with less cushion or medium cushion. Because you have so much cushion, your foot is so high above where the ground is, it is going to become really easy to roll your ankle, to kind of slip and slide off of that shoe. So although the cushion can be great for preserving your feet and walking big miles every day without even really feeling it, it can cause some other issues as well. A lot of people love shoes like Hokas, the moon boots I call them, because they have so much cushion. So again, it's subjective, and this is kind of just my thoughts. Now on the other end of the spectrum, a shoe that is very minimal. Personally, this is what I like. I like shoes that are very minimal. I wear them in my daily life, I wear them in training, and I wear them through hiking. They don't offer much cushion. They don't offer much support, so, you know, it can increase your chances of injury. You know, so take this with a grain of salt. You may love shoes with too much cushion. I may love shoes that are too minimal. There's going to be something out there for everyone. Now, also when it comes to cushion of a shoe or stack height, you know, how much cushion a shoe has, something you also got to take into consideration is what trail you are hiking. If you're hiking a trail like the Arizona Trail, that's going to be really rocky, hard, compact desert ground, then you're probably going to want a little bit more cushion for your feet, because otherwise you're really going to feel those rocks and the ground isn't going to be as soft as it is in other places. Whereas other trails, maybe more out east where the soil is a little bit softer, you know, you're walking over a bed of leaves, some grass, whatever, you could get away with a more minimal shoe. Shoes are such a finicky thing. You know, everyone's going to be different. I'm like 190 pounds. I'm going to want different shoes, and my shoes are going to wear out faster than the next person. Everyone's got different shaped feet. Some feet are going to be more narrow. Some feet are going to be more wide. You know, so just everyone's going to want a different pair of shoe, and there's a shoe out there for everyone. So if you found this video helpful, then leave me a little thumbs up down below, and if you'd like to see more content like this, I'm heading out on the Pacific Crest Trail soon. I'm going to try and hike from Mexico to Canada up the west coast. So if you like that type of thing, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.